So now we can do chain rule for question B. This is also going to be a chain rule with a quotient rule built in. So our chain rule comes from the top and the bottom, and our quotient rule comes from the fraction. I have my derivative y prime equals my denominator 2x to the 5 minus 1 to the 6 times the derivative of my top. So that's going to be 8 times x cubed minus 4x squared to the power of 7 times the derivative of the inside, which is 3x squared minus 8x. So that's my first term. My second term would be the opposite. So it's my derivative of the bottom, which is 6 times 2x to the 5 minus 1 to the 5 times the derivative of the inside of this, which would be 10x to the 4 times my top, which was x cubed minus 4x squared to the power of 8. So that's my top. My bottom, I know, is 2x to the 5 minus 1 to the power of 6. Now I have to start simplifying stuff. So let's look at it. I know y prime is going to be equal to, I like putting my numbers out front, so I'm going to put an 8 there. I'm also going to take an x out of this one. So I have 8x bracket 2x5 minus 1 squared, x cubed minus 4x squared to the 7. And then I took an x out of this, so I have 3x minus 8. So that's my first term. Now if I look at my second term, I have negative 6 times 10x to the 4. So negative 60x to the 4. I have 2x to the 5 minus 1 to the 5. And I have x cubed minus 4x squared to the 8. Then I still have my denominator hanging out, which is 2x to the 5 minus 1 to the 6. So now that I have this, I can start looking for my GCFs. So I know y prime is going to be equal to, I have a 4 that can come out from this, as well as an x. I have 2x to the 5 minus 1 in both terms, so that's going to come out as a power of 5. And I have this in both terms, so that's going to come out as a power of 7. Left behind from that, I have a 2. I also have 3x minus 8, so I'm actually going to put them together right now. 2 times 3x is 6x. 2 times negative 8 is negative 16. So I have this term. And I also have my 2x to the 5 minus 1. That wasn't taken out at the beginning. So that's my first part. My second term on the top, I have 15x to the cube from this part here. My 2x to the 5 minus 1 is gone now. And I have x cubed minus 4x squared to the power of 1. And my denominator is still hanging out. Oh, sorry. I just realized I forgot to square the denominator. This should have been 12. Sorry. Because you square your denominator when I do my quotient rule. Sorry if that messed you up. So from here, I can actually start looking at simplifying it because I have this on the top, this on the bottom, and it's multiplying. So I can cancel that out and change this 12 to a 7. So now I have y prime equals whatever's left out front, so 4x times x cubed minus 4x squared to the 7. I'm never going to work out something with that high of a power. It's too much work. So now I'm going to start FOILing out my stuff. I'm going to look at the first term in my big brackets. So I have 6x times 2x to the 5, which is 12x to the 6. Then I do 6x times negative 1, which is negative 6x. Negative 16 times 2x to the 5 is negative 32x to the 5. Negative 16 times negative 1 is positive 16. So I don't need brackets or anything around this anymore. And now I'm going to do the same thing for the next. So I have negative 15x to the 3 times x to the 3, which is negative 15x to the 6. Negative 15 times negative 4x squared is positive 60x to the 5. All over my denominator, which is 2x to the 5 minus 1 to the power of 7. So we're almost done. We just have a few things left. Oops. So I'm going to do y prime equals, my front stays the same, 4x, x to the cube minus 4x squared to the 7. And then I'm going to simplify my inside. So my biggest power is x to the 6. 12x to the 6 minus 15x to the 6 is negative 3x to the 6. Then my next highest power is x to the 5. So I have negative 32x to the 5 plus 60x to the 5, which is positive 28x to the 5. Subtract my 6x plus my 16. All over 2x to the 5 minus 1 to the 7.